Hi, Michelle here with StrawBearie.com, that's straw-bearie.com, and I'm a teacher, I'm a crafter, and I'm a DIYer, and today's video is all about how parents can help their children in remote learning just a little bit better this fall. First of all, this video is for parents to help their children who are basically going to be working independently. Maybe the parent works, maybe the child is older, and the child is going to be working mostly independently, but the parent wants to make sure that they are still learning and on task, getting everything done, and turning everything in. This might be anywhere from your upper elementary school age to your high school age, but it really depends on the child, because I've seen some pretty young children be able to handle working on their own, and I've also seen some high schoolers who cannot handle working on their own. So you're going to have to judge your child and how much they can do by themselves without you, because you know your child best. I have a free printable that I will link to in the description below. And these are some talking points, some questions to ask your child each evening when you are done with work or when they are done with their schoolwork, to kind of go over the day and everything that they did. That is actually the key, asking questions. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be a genius in algebra or pre-calculus or any subject that they might be taking. All you need to know is how to ask the right questions, specific, detailed questions. Let me just start by telling you a little story. I used to be an assistant scoutmaster for my son's Boy Scout troop, and I do not know how to tie knots. I never learned. I have no clue which knot is which or how to tie them. But if you ask any of the boys who are in our scout troop, they would have no clue that I don't know how to tie knots. Here's an example. One time we were on a camp out, and I knew that my tent needed to be tied down so that it wouldn't blow away. I didn't know how to do it. So I looked around. Hey, Scout, come here, come here. Comes over, I'm like, so this tent here needs to be staked down to the ground so it won't blow away. What kind of knot would you use to do that? And the Scout answered with whatever knot it was, I don't know. I'm like, really, you think that knot would work? Oh yeah, that's the knot you would use. Well, do you know how to tie that knot? Yeah, of course I do. I'm a scout. Well, show me how you would tie that knot. And they tie it. I'm like, wow, you did a great job. Look at that. You were right. That is the right knot for that. Good job. And they had no clue. I didn't know how to tie knots. And bonus, my tent's not going to fly away now. So for remote learning for your child, it's kind of the same thing. You ask the specific questions, they tell you the answers, you look smart, and your kid gets everything done. Well, maybe not quite as simple as that, but almost. In the beginning, it's going to take a little bit longer as you get used to the questionings and how to ask the questions, and as your child gets used to you asking all this, it's going to take a little bit of time. But once you get into the routine of it, it should probably only take about 5 minutes per subject area if your child's doing the work and moving along and understanding things, like hopefully they will be. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to have them show you their assignments. Whether their assignments are on Google Classroom, or the teacher sends an email, or you go to the school and pick up an assignment sheet on paper, you need to first say, show me your assignments. Then you want to say, what was your first assignment, and show me the instructions. Now you're asking them to show you, not because we don't trust our kids, but because we all forget. I forget things, kids forget things. And if you say, hey, what was your assignments today in math? They might tell you, oh, we had a worksheet. But they might forget that there was also a warm-up, or there was also something else. So asking them to show you the assignment and show you the instructions, because a lot of times kids might not read the instructions very clearly when they're working on their own. And so for you to be able to look over and read through their instructions, go, it says right here that you're supposed to show all your work, and I don't see a lot of work here on this math worksheet. So have them show you the instructions, and then you want to ask about that. So you're asking about that first assignment. Now, in non-COVID times, teachers will have anywhere, I would say, between 1 to 5 assignments a day per subject. Usually, I would say the average is about 3. So there's a warm-up when class starts, kind of getting you into the groove of that new subject and what you're thinking about. And it might be a short little assignment, like writing your journal. There would be the main assignment of whatever y'all are doing that day. And then a lot of times there's an exit ticket at the end of the period, just kind of, what did you learn that day? What do you remember out of everything that was taught? What stood out to you? So I would say the average is probably 3, give or take a few either way. So that's why you ask for the first assignment. Okay, then you say, show me your work. Show me what you did here. Okay, and you look at their work. Last spring, as a teacher, I had a lot of students who were pushing turn in on Google Classroom without actually turning in anything. And I teach technology. My kids are smart. They know how to use Google Classroom. They were pushing turn in so they could tell their parents, oh, look, it's all turned in. But the parents didn't realize that they were turning in nothing. So that's why you say, show me your work, however their work is done, whether it's in Google Classroom or in some other sort of way. Then you ask them, did you understand it? Okay, if they say yes, you're going to move on to the next question. If they say no, then you ask, well, did you try to contact your teacher? And then you also ask, well, show me where you're having trouble. Now, this is the part where you might need to help them if you know it. If you don't know it, you might want to look up some things online that will help explain it to them. Or you will help them contact the teacher and say, well, if you didn't understand this, maybe we should contact your teacher. Here, I will send an email and tell them that this is the section that you don't understand. And maybe they can have another way to explain it to you. And so you're kind of helping teach them how to contact the teacher as well. Now, even if they said yes, they understood it, now you're going to ask them to explain it to you. Now, this is actually a very important step. People, all people, not just children, learn by teaching others. If you can teach someone else how to do something, then you really understand it and you really know how to do it. So if you say to your child, so can you teach me how to do this calculus problem? And they go through all the steps and they teach you, then you can be pretty sure that they are understanding what it is that they're doing. Then you're going to move to the next assignment. You're going to go, show me your next assignment, whatever that assignment was, until you have finished all the assignments for that subject for that day. Then you're going to move on to the next subject. At my school, we have 8 different periods, 8 different subjects. So you should be able to do this in about 5 minutes per subject once you've gotten the hang of it and you're used to it and your child knows what to expect and they have their assignment sheets out and ready for you. But at the beginning, it's going to take a while. Let's say you spend 10 minutes. That's going to be 80 minutes, so almost an hour and a half. But it's going to be so worth it once it gets down to like 5 minutes per class. And then maybe you don't have to ask them every question every time. But at the beginning, you do. You need to make them know that you expect that. And it might be that later on, they have that math question and you only ask them to explain one to you. Or you just kind of look through it and you're like, so tell me a little bit about why the author wrote it that way. And those questions just kind of keep them on their toes here and there. 30 minutes, an hour of your time each evening to help your child succeed in remote learning, I think is completely and totally worth it. Hey, we're all in this together. We don't know what's coming. Teachers, every we're being told not much, and what we're told is changing day by day. I know parents are finding that frustrating too, but hopefully we can all work together, be nice to each other, and get through this together and learn and grow. And I wish you the best and have a great day. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, and toodles.